in high school, I went with a couple of my friends on this extracurricular sort of thing called Pennsylvania Free Enterprise Week, or PFEW. And there were a bunch of kids from different high schools all around the Keystone State, all of us Keystoners in one single location. And and my one friend who was like super straight-laced, never did anything wrong, like, held doors open for traffic, all that sort of thing. Like, he was just walking past some weird, like, redhead fat kid who was like, "Hey man, do you stone?" And he was like, do you mean, like, being a stoner? Yeah, man, you just look like you're in a perpetual state of stone. And he was like, no, I don't, sorry. And then he went up to me and was like, "Hey, Andrew, what have you heard about stoning?"
Well, I know that back in biblical times, that was a thing. You make everyone angry, and they'll stone you, all right.
It could have been a code for a D&D session, and that he's looking for a druid. He's like, hey man, do you stone?
Oh man, wow. Most of our audience didn't get that.
I barely got that. Is it just because druids are like hippies, or like
all five of you can just text each other and figure out what that meant? No, yeah. But
pretty sure about 50% of our audience has been on our show.
Well, it's funny that right before we started recording, when we were talking about our exposure to this whole subculture, Andrew pretty much nailed it, because I was like, I don't know, I have really I know a lot of people that are into that, and like I totally get it. And you're like, really? The English major? Really? like no, that's a thing. I doubled in English and creative writing. So writers, you can imagine. And I think that for this episode, we kind of have to establish a baseline of like, hey, this is a stoner comedy, which means it's about smoking weed.
Yes, which none of us have done, to the best of my knowledge.
It's something that I do not condone, obviously, and it is unlawful and unhealthy and all that stuff.
Thank you, Sartorius.
But it is something that I am familiar with.
Now that's a reference for the 5 people listening.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Sartorius is my heavily moral-centric D&D character.
Victor plays a paladin, super into the law.
So
I, meanwhile, I would condone weed use as much as I would condone alcohol use, but in an official capacity. That
being said about our policy on marijuana, I will end our bit by saying, in 7th grade, we had Crazy Hat Day, and I wore a hat that I thought was really silly. It was a fisherman's hat that had dreadlocks, and I thought, haha, how funny this is. How much my friends will think this is a funny, silly hat. And didn't realize that the hat actually had a marijuana leaf on it. And the teachers even figured, there's no way he knows what that is. And they let me wear the hat, but they put a dinosaur sticker over top of the marijuana. And I was very confused. Why did I get a dinosaur sticker? Was I a good boy? Did I somehow earn this sticker? I don't understand.
They must have thought this was a tree star.
Now that's a reference for the 5 people listening. Ba-da-da-da. Welcome to GenreBot, the group writing machine. This is the podcast where we take 3 original characters and we take them into a pre-selected genre and we build a story out of them. I'm Andrew, and I solve mysteries with my dog.
I'm Adam. I think.
I'm Vic, man, but who's asking?
We are.
Oh, well, then there's your answer, man.
Vic's not
Okay,
here,
thanks.
man.
Call the wrong number. No, you did. What?
And our genre for the day is stoner comedy, and none of us are very good at drugs.
Stoner
We don't know how
comedy.
it works. Where's the fire go?
I think you eat the fire. Like Aegon Targaryen.
We need to start this episode with a disclaimer, in addition to the disclaimer of our opening bit.
We gotta disclaim that disclaimer.
Not only do we not condone drugs and not have experience with them, but also anything you hear us say about drugs could be completely incorrect.
But we do have experience with stoner comedies.
Yeah.
Stoner
Andrew,
comedy.
why don't you tell us about them?
I actually do condone drugs, and I would be excited and happy to partake. Stoner comedies are... Stoner comedies are a subgenre of comedy, and a subgenre of stoner movies. Stoner dramas are far rarer.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very fun at all.
No.
Well,
That's what they call a bad trip.
let's get into that another time.
Alright. Yeah. This is a comedy movie that centers around the consumption of marijuana and the subculture that kind of galaxies around the black hole that is cannabis.
I thought you were going to say black hole. That is Kevin Smith.
Help us
Okay.
understand. What are some examples?
A couple examples, as listed by Wikipedia. Wow, there's like 50 of them here. Most of the things Cheech and Chong have done, they're a major sort of person in that. Pineapple Express, starring Seth Rogen. Ted, starring a guy I don't like. Clerks, starring Kevin Smith, in a role. Not the role, a role. Dude, Where's My Car? Another Cheech and Chong movie. Super Troopers.
Now you said Seth Rogen. Is he a big contender in this genre? Because
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of his movies are in this genre.
Oh,
would you say all of his movies?
Well,
Yes.
you know what's funny? Like
maybe
some of his movies are like some.
Yeah.
Harold
Like
and-
okay, for
Harold
example,
and-
like
throwing in Harold and Kumar. Continue.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Those are fun.
I like
no,
them.
like it's funny. Like Seth Rogen, it's like some of his movies are actually like not bad movies. Like the stories are actually not like the movie Knocked Up is actually kind of a good story about how these two people were dumb and got pregnant, but then like made the best of it. But it's also a super stoner movie. Like there is seriously like a scene where him and his buddies are like wearing a gas mask, like and doing like a really hardcore like homemade bong. And they're just high for like most of the movie. So like,
Oh, the gas is in the mask. Okay.
yeah, no,
Yeah, I was thinking like, smoking up, right? With a mask on? That doesn't
yeah,
make...
no,
you saw Wonder
it was
Woman. You saw the Wonder Woman trailer. Gas masks don't work anymore.
you know, it's a like a reverse gas mask. They like
Yeah.
they made
I
yeah. But anyway, no, like his movies are just like they run the gamut from like super insultingly bad to actually not bad at all. But they're all stoner movies.
I kind of like The Interview.
I saw it because of all the hype. I was like, I got to see what this is all about.
I
And
did not see it because of the hype. So,
no,
I think we broke even.
I considered it
Actually-
my patriotic duty to watch The Interview. And
no, I didn't think it was bad. Like really, I just feel like if it wasn't for the hype, it would have been very forgettable.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
about fair.
But it
No,
is very, very stoner.
It's not. It doesn't involve smoking weed a lot, and I don't even know if the main characters are necessarily stoners. But it's certainly a movie you can enjoy while in a state of stone.
Yes, while you're a stone man.
Yes,
So-
like John Connington.
So just to, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I
We
have a
disclaim
weird,
plenty, right?
I have a weird feeling that like we need to make sure that we're clear because like if you don't smoke marijuana, then you might not really understand what it means to be like, oh hey, it's stoner comedy. Basically, it's like
It's
really-
like drinking, except your body doesn't hurt as much as your brain does.
yeah, I think of the first movie I think of is Pineapple Express because I actually think that's a funny movie, and the whole thing centered around the fact that they're high the whole time. And
Mhm.
I mean, the comedy of that movie is kind of basically like, hey, this is stuff that could happen to anyone, but it's funny because these guys are high, and when you're high, you're basically just yourself, but extra stupid. So, like, you know, comedy.
It makes for great comedy.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. So I guess that's what we're dealing with today.
Some examples are...
Yeah, right.
I think we're ready to move to our next segment.
I think we're ready to move to our next segment, like a little leech peristalsing about. We move on to suck the blood that is your precious, precious time on this rock spinning around a giant fiery ball of rage. Character time.
Characters.
Yeah.
Characters.
Yeah.
This is the part where we introduce the characters that we've made to each other, and I've promised Victor that he may go first. But actually, I'm going to go first.
I knew it. As soon as you said, "Oh, you got it for sure."
Actually, all he promised is that I would go before Adam.
That's true.
And now Adam's going to go second.
Yes.
So let's just
100%.
No, I've already made peace with that.
Adam, I guarantee that's going to happen.
All right.
Oh man, now there's no telling. Yeah. There's no telling what'll happen.
Okay, Andrew, who's your character?
My character is Jana Breen.
Well, what was that again?
Jana Breen. Or Jana. I don't know how you pronounce this. It is kind of a random name.
Oh, I spelled it right on the first try. Nice.
Is she another Sims character?
She is, but I'm quite proud of this one.
Okay. Hey, if it works for you.
Yeah, Jana Breen is an older woman with kind of a mischievous and kind of like a loner sort of streak. Couple streaks. A lot of people call her eccentric, particularly because she always wears green shoes with a white robe and a big multicolored wizard hat. I got this character randomly in The Sims with like the random outfit and everything, and I'm like, this person would fit in a stoner comedy.
I actually am already thinking of ways that she can fit into our story here.
I think if there's like kind of a duo of like two hip young stoner dudes, she's their dealer.
I was thinking dealer. But like she needs to be like pulled into the plot that we're not at that part yet. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
is that all we got?
But
that's all we got. Keep it loose.
All right, nice.
Okay.
Awesome.
Like don't have a cow, man.
About how old? Like grandmother aged?
Like grandmother aged. Old people are funny.
Let's call her 65 years old.
All right. All right. So Andrew, you've duped us. Who is going next? We have no idea.
All right. Next. You know what? I'll go next. My character is Jana Breen.
I totally thought your wild card was going to be. You're like, and joining the call now is Ben.
Yeah.
Ben, who's your character?
Oh man, that would have been funny.
There you go. Let me put that in the group chat.
You know, we're not actually high. This isn't going to freak us out.
Fine. Okay, Adam, give me a letter.
Well, what's with her like Princess Amidala outfit she's got going on?
It's a Princess Leia outfit she's got going on. Victor, give me a letter.
Huh.
Adam's letter
S.
was okay. Victor's letter was S. Adam's letter was needless defiance. So, Adam, you may go second. Victor, go.
Okay, my character is...
I did not know how to do that bit.
I'm just jumping in. All right, so my character, he's a 25-year-old guy, and he actually went to college, managed to graduate, and got a degree in biology. But he quickly learned after college how difficult it actually is to get a decent job in today's messed up world.
I was just going to ask what fast food restaurant he wound up working at.
Well, nowadays, he kind of spends most of his time just kind of smoking up with his buddies and pointing out random, semi-interesting facts about animals. And his name is Andy.
Does he have a last name?
Adam, you can go.
My letter is N for needed defiance.
You know what? Yeah, I'm on Team Adam here. I'm sorry. I'm going with the Defiance.
Okay, that works. My character's name is, his name was Reginald Campbell.
Whoa.
Yeah, he grew up in a wealthy family. He had a big loving family, and they could send him to the best schools, so he went to Harvard.
No, he didn't.
And
I'm being defiant.
Yale. He went to Yale. And in his undergraduate career, he had some friends that were doing the no good. They were
wrong.
They were eating the bad juice. they were puffing at the wrong pipe.
So were they vaporizing alcohol? I'm confused.
They were stoning.
Oh,
they were stone men.
Yeah, and he was very very straight laced at the time, very reluctant about it. But eventually, he did sample a little, got a little nibble of a little brownie, and he changed entirely. He went through a transformation in that moment, and he became just he out of it. He lost sync with the real world, and he became a stone man. Well, not the real stone man, but not the fun kind. But he became a marijuaneer.
So how long ago was this? How old is he now?
Now he's in his 30s, and he's happily living a job as a bad Uber driver.
A bad Uber driver. That's great.
Wait a minute. What's his name?
That's a good.
His name was Reginald Campbell, but when he got older, he changed it to Reginald Charizard.
Okay. See, this is a good Uber driver name.
No, that's great. Yeah, no, that's
he goes by Red Charizard.
Yeah. If that Uber name came up as my driver, I'd be like, okay, I get it. But if it was Stuart Masterson, I'd be like, this guy is a rich murderer who stabs people in his Uber for fun. If the name's Plakadeek Stubnorts, okay, this is a regular Uber driver.
By the way, I intentionally didn't give Andy a last name because I didn't think it would really come up in this movie.
Yeah.
Probably Frederick, I think.
Andy Frederick?
Yeah, that sounds right.
You know what? Fine.
Yeah, my guy's loosely based off of Christopher Lloyd's character in Taxi, who had a pretty identical background, and who was ironically a reverend.
My guy is not based on anyone.
I'm not even mad. No.
What's next?
Yeah, but no, I'm not. I'm actually not mad about it, Victor, because I was giving you a lot of. Can we swear? I was giving you a lot of last week.
You were.
Yeah. So turnabout is fair play. I am no Donald Trump. Now let's move on to story time.
Story time? What's that?
Well,
open the book, take a look.
Well, as our sun gets larger and our Earth gets a little bit warmer, we all move closer to death, not only as individuals, but as populations, countries, and yes, of our very species, and in fact our very biosphere. One day we will all die. This is how the universe's story is destined to end. Let's find out how a small part of one fictional universe might proceed.
Wow.
Andrew, I don't think, I'm pretty sure climate's static.
We started this episode by not condoning drugs, and yet you seem to be encouraging our listeners to be high while listening.
I'm not saying that. You said that, not me.
And neither is you.
Is?
Who really are any of us?
Any of us are really you.
Oh, man.
Now I'm starting to think I'm the only one that's not high.
Okay, story time.
Smoking's bad for you. This is the part where we do the thing that I just explained. Now, how do we start this puppy?
Well,
we need a plot. We need like a main activity to happen in the background, like going to White Castle or trying to replace a priceless Christmas tree.
I want to point out first of all that I have spent the last several days trying to catch up on regular show on Hulu, and I watched about 8. I watched about 8 episodes before I stopped to record this one, so I am so ready. And I've actually been thinking about this, and we need to decide one of two things about this episode. Either something ridiculous and supernatural and like fantastical is going to happen, or it's going to be something totally normal, but like there's going to be some kind of really like off the wall circumstance, like the dude,
Right?
Like the FBI,
where it's like you're just a regular guy, but like you get caught up in some insane circumstance.
I was thinking about implying for like that Jana Breen's like she may or may not be magic. Like just actually. It's
like that.
Maybe
that wizard hat.
That might be like a twist at the end that instead of just being some insane stoner drug dealer lady, she actually does have powers.
She just shows up in the last like 10 minutes of the climax, or just Doctor Strange. Yeah, my prediction was right. We got 2 dudes and a person who possibly could be their weed supplier.
Well, Reginald, first of all, I'd like for Andy and Red to actually be good friends because, first of all, Red reminds me so much of Seth Rogen's character in Pineapple Express.
And I'm basically James Franco in real life.
Well, because he, in that movie, he serves court summons, so he has to put on like random disguises and stuff and go to places to get people to like admit that they are who they are so that he can serve them their court summons. And I just feel like that's sort of on par with, well, because like the opening montage is him like smoking and driving around in his car, and I feel like that's Red. Like he's just driving around, token up, going to pick people up. Maybe he gets them where they want, maybe he doesn't.
Just drops them off wherever seems fit.
And Electric Avenue is playing in the background the whole time.
Yeah. I imagine he's got a pretty doesn't care boss in order to do this. Well, how does Uber work?
I don't know. Let's pretend that we know how Uber works. So let's
multiply our not knowing stuff.
I'm pretty sure it's like a feudal system. Like there's like a regional manager or Uber lord who like oversees all the Uber drivers in an area, and then there's like an Uber lord where like Uber lord is 2 words. Uber lord is also 2 words. Like
Can we call his boss? Can we call his boss Uberman?
Yes, he legally changed his name to Uberman, and he wears like the insignia on his chest, and he has a cape.
All right.
So he knows what he's okay with Red doing whatever.
No, I'm making Uberman a secondary character. Sorry,
okay. He's okay with him popping a whiff while going to places.
Oh,
but it needs to be kind of like Super Troopers, where it's like, hey man, I know token up is super fun, and driving people to random places while high is like the best. But we do have like a business to run here.
We have very low standards. You can probably hit these.
Yeah, like so. You gotta just make sure you get them to the right place. Getting a lot of negative reviews, man, on the local app.
For the record, Red Charizard has a little Charizard hanging from his rear view mirror.
Oh shit, that's what.
Hey man, I have that actual thing.
Yep.
Victor, what color is your car, by the way?
My car is red.
Huh.
And he has your car, for the record.
Oh man, does he have the Batman seat covers in the front seat?
He definitely has the Batman seat covers.
Only one, only for the passenger. He doesn't. He's above it.
See, like
he's like, we can't both be bad.
I would have one. I would have just the one on my seat, and then have maybe a Robin one for the passenger seat.
A Robin for the of course.
We need to get you like a backseat Batman cover.
Dude. Side note here, I looked, and backseat covers are like not a thing.
Really?
Like they are. Well, I mean, like they are, but they're terrible. Like I got a cheap one, and it was the worst. I had to end up like I didn't want to throw it out because I spent money on it, but it's like just basically sitting in storage.
So what you're eventually going to need is just like a black car with a black leather interior once you get a new car, just to make the Batman thing work.
As soon as I turned 16.
Yes.
Or 17 or whatever.
That's the exact same conversation that Red and Andy had.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, this is perfect. Victor,
Yeah,
the mockeries of ourselves can
That-
be informed
we
by
don't-
our actual real life conversations.
We don't actually, like, we don't usually write actual scenes for our movies. We just pitch the concept.
No, but now
I
and
think
then
we just did. I think that was a moment that really
Yeah.
happened in our movie.
Yeah, now and then we have dialogue exchanges where I'm like, yeah, word for word, just put that right in there. Okay, so yeah, I think that's a very good. Yeah,
wait, we gotta
approaching that.
throw in an animal fact. Do you know that the world's largest sea turtle, the leatherback, is so named, and its scientific name is Dermachelys, which means skin shell, because it actually has like a layer of skin over its shell, which are actually just projections of the rib cage.
And Red-
What's funny?
Every time.
What's funny is that what's funny is that real animal facts actually made their way into the stoner comedy "Dude, Where's My Car."
How is
Oh,
that?
That was a plot point. Them having to learn them recalling an animal fact from watching the nature show or whatever.
See, yeah,
For the
honestly,
record.
like based on my experience with stoners, being able to just rattle off interesting random animal facts would be perfect. Like they'd be like, "Oh man, that's so interesting." Animals
Elephant
are best."
shrews are more closely related to elephants than shrews. They should be called shrew elephants.
Exactly.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
the establishment doesn't get it. Like, who decides what these things are called? You know, like
Speaking of
why?
deciding-
Like we just decide to name these things. Like, who are we, man? Nature is greater than us.
Who is John Mammal, and why is he so important?
Oh man.
Okay, but speaking of deciding things, all right, which direction do we want to take this? Do we want to go the fantasy routes of a wacky thing happens, or more of a Harold and Kumar type of we just want to do something regular and
Both.
basically all the
Andrew, what do you think about this?
plausible forces?
I think both. I think they get caught up in something that's like way too big. Like they have to go to North Korea, or the FBI is involved, or like they ruin a police sting, and also like something fantastical's going on. I think basically they run like afoul of some sort of Men in Black X-Files type organization.
If you want my take on it, all of that sounds great, except I really want, like, the driving thing, like the thing that Red and Andy are trying to accomplish, to be something extremely mundane and simple.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
I just
Make this
like-
a regular show episode, basically.
yeah. So, like, I want it to be like, you know, I want it to be like, hey, man, like Andy, or let's say Red. I feel like Red should be the main character. Like, Red
I think I got
has...
this. I think I got it.
Okay.
They found out about a place not too far from here, that actually sells backseat covers.
Yes.
I like it.
And it matches the Batman ones that he has.
Yeah. It's the whole Bat family is depicted across the back seats.
And it's really majestic.
in like logo form,
It's like
in logo
it's
form.
like a well, no, it's like this like extravagant mural of artwork that goes across the back seat.
Yeah.
And
And he goes to order online, but they don't sell online. It has to be in person.
and he's like, "This is it, man. This is how I'm gonna turn around my Uber job, right? People are gonna love this bit, because this is what I'm all about, man. I'm the comic guy. I've had many meaningful talks with customers about the comic nature of my car, but the backseat is just so drab, you know."
This is perfect.
Yeah, I agree entirely.
Adam, I'm very good at channeling your character.
Thank
I
you.
don't know why.
I mean, you're far away from the point of origin, but hey, it doesn't matter to me.
I just saying.
By the way, Victor's favorite Pokemon is either Charizard or Gyarados.
It's Gyarados.
Okay.
But I do really like Charizard a lot.
My favorite Pokemon is Charizard, and Gyarados is pretty close. And Adam, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Alakazam, man, he's got the brain that's like impossibly big.
I mean, he can bend those. He's got the spoons.
His IQ is like 3,000. It doesn't go that high. What?
It's 5,000.
That's like twice of what I said.
Not really.
answered this conversation. Okay, great. So yeah, that's their quest.
Why do I know the
and along the way?
Why do I know the IQ of an Alakazam? Ask me something important.
Oh, what's the height of an Alakazam?
The only Pokemon
I'm gonna guess 5'7", and we'll see.
The only Pokemon whose height I know is Kyurem, because Kyurem's actually a messed up metaphor for 9/11, and he is 9'11" tall.
Alakazam's 4'11". All Pokemon are pretty short for the most part.
Except Kyurem.
Legendary's not included. Yeah, okay, so, alright, that's our mundane task. And what's the crazy, regular show-esque type of activity that's going to happen along the way?
I think the government tries to cover up the existence of this backseat cover because its power is actually indescribably immense. And anyone who dares to put this cover on their backseat is risking the fact that anyone getting into that backseat may become infatuated with it.
And inspired to fight crime and corruption, which the government needs to survive.
I was totally spitballing that, but I think that's not a bad starting point.
We need something that makes
the seat cover is so majestic that it inspires you to take up the mantle of the bat and take to the night.
Hang on.
As a math vigilante.
How about we start with something that makes a little more sense? Like he goes to this. Let's say it's like an auction. Like maybe a criminal painted it in prison. And it's like one of those prison auctions.
And that criminal's Zack Snyder.
And he actually gets a customer, like an Uber customer, and it happens to be Andy, let's say. And the two of them are bonding, because let's say they have the same drug dealer, Jana Breen. And they hear something about this thing, and they're like, whoa, wait, no, that auction's today? Dude, we totally gotta go. So they head to this thing, and maybe the government swoops in and outbids everyone and takes it, so they decide to, chase after them.
Mm-hmm. So, something like that. Like, maybe it's more of a not an official bid type thing. Maybe it's it's a type of process where, okay, yeah, the government wins, but they go to claim it instead of the government. Like, they kind of trying to sneak it out of there.
They win, but... They win the auction, but then, Phil Coulson or whatever, a government employee, comes up and, seizes it, this property is the property of the government, and you can't stop us because we're the government.
It has to actually be the actor that plays Phil Coulson, too.
Yeah, it's got to be Clark Gregg.
Because his name is Cole Filson.
That would be a thing, because they'd be like, yo, dude, holy crap, Phil Coulson! Be like, what are you talking about? My name's Cole Filson. I work for the government. I need to take this. No, that's messed up, man. That's messed up.
My reasons why are classified.
And then they get distracted because Andy and Red get into an argument. It's like, yeah, but Phil Coulson actually died. Nuh-uh, man. You watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know he didn't. No, man, that's not even the real Phil Coulson. And they go back and forth, and in the meantime, they, get away, and they're like, oh, crap, we should follow them.
Yeah, that type of thing. But, all right, let's make it. Yeah, let's not bad.
Also,
we're off to a good start.
I want it so that every time someone looks at this seat cover, just the little sting from the Batman the Animated Series theme plays, dun 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 dun.
I just want I want just the whole trip every time they look at it, like in the Harold and Kumar sequence of him with a giant bag of weed.
No,
except with this seat cover.
I'm so happy that I didn't even come up with this. But it's great. This would, if I saw this thing, I would have this exact experience. I'd be like, oh my god, what can I do to get this?
Yeah. Okay, I think the government is going to try and fight them with the government imposed laws of marijuana possession.
Oh.
Yeah, this takes place in one of those states that doesn't allow marijuana, which is most of them.
I think a subplot of this needs to be that there's somebody with them that actually does need to get somewhere.
Just someone in the Uber?
Jana.
Yeah.
Is it Jana?
Yeah.
Is she just going along with them? Okay, yeah, maybe she was the one that informed them about this auction.
Yeah.
And she had a catalog type thing. She's like, I really want this one thing from there. And maybe the thing that she wants is this super high-tech tank or something.
Maybe the movie starts with like Andy just hanging out in Red's car with him, and they're both smoking. And then like he's like, "All right, I got a client, got to go pick her up," and it happens to be Jana. And then it like there's like this really awkward moment, like this weird scene of her talking to them, and them just being like, "You're weird, man." And then suddenly it like cuts to the three of them are all smoking. And
I do like the idea of them picking up like an old granny lady, and it turns out that she's smoking with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
that's cool. But in the beginning, I do want a few kind of like Good Burger type scenes of just regular customer interactions with it. Same thing with Super Troopers.
No, I think the opening montage needs to be just them picking up actual customers and it being like
doing
a thing.
A crappy job. With
Doing just an awful job.
Yeah, and this is our first act twist, and it ends with our first act, kind of climax with them, the auction, getting the seat cover, and no, the government takes it, and now they're going to enter into this type of world where, all right, we want to get this seat cover from the government.
I don't know why, but I really want one of our opening sequence moments to be Red picking up a guy or a girl who says something about how they don't like cats or dogs, and him getting into an argument with them and then dropping them off at the SPCA instead of wherever they wanted to go.
Wait, they don't like cats and dogs?
Or, I don't know, or whatever.
They don't like cats nor dogs.
Yeah.
I am a grammar.
Something like that. Like, what? They're the best animals ever. What is your problem, dude?
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so do we just want to kind of jump here a little bit and say, all right, they've gotten the seat cover from the government, and I in my head, I just keep thinking, chase scene and that's over. But
maybe
there has to be another layer to this.
Maybe the government didn't take it. Like, maybe they just took it because, like, it was in some, like, coke dealer's house and they just confiscated everything. But maybe they're just so high they think it's some kind of mystical conspiracy. And then the twist at the end could be that it actually is.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's pretty cool. Like, maybe there's some kind of TV show they watch that like, inspires them with this idea.
Yeah.
Batman the Animated Series. They get high and watch DVDs.
I was going to say that, or just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the fact that Cole Filson shows up.
Yeah. It's like, no, man, I'm telling you, I always knew that this stuff had to be based on reality. Who could come up with this stuff, man? It's got to be based on something.
Why else would they want a seat cover?
Yeah.
There's no logical reason.
That is fair. Also, I'm sorry, I can't get this out of my head, but I'm picturing like a climactic, like, third act chase scene that involves like Red's car jumping off a ramp or something, and as it goes off, we get like the full like dun da 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 da.
Yes,
something like that. Except I want to take it a step further. Like, I want them at some point to upgrade the car and it gets wings.
Yeah, 110%.
At some point. No, there needs to be a thing where
that's it. He's got wing decals on the car that he's had forever, and it's always been like, you're never going to get. Why did you do that? They're never going to work.
Wait, Uberman needs to be like, yo, man, heard about your problem. It's time for you to press that button in the car that I always told you never to press. and he's like, what is he talking about? And Red's like, every Uber driver gets this device installed in their car, but they're told to never press the button. And then he presses the button and the car becomes like basically the Batmobile and is able to like jump over a cliff or something. And then the theme plays.
Yeah, something like that. Some super Uber ability that this car has. That's great. And the government,
but instead of
Uber's into,
but instead of looking like a solid black like Batmobile, it turns into like a big purple thing with like the Uber logo on the hood.
Yes.
Yeah. And there has to be something about how the government is responsible for taxis. We're independent.
Yeah. And Uber is just like Uberman's version of Batman Incorporated.
Dude, Uberman needs to be like 100% on their side for this mission.
And Uberman should be
played. We've got to get you that.
Uberman needs to be played by Kevin Conroy.
Yes! Oh my god, that would be so funny.
Yeah. So we're basically going like a fan film type thing. at this point,
This
like
is-
fanboys.
Well, this is
almost.
yeah. I was just gonna say this is
screw it.
basically fanboys, like the Star Wars movie, which is a great movie.
It's a comedy. We're not painting the Sistine Chapel here.
No, fanboys.
No.
Fanboys is actually a great movie.
That's fun.
It's awesome stuff. I wish they did that with more fandoms.
Yeah. No, it's like, hey, if you're a Star Wars fan, then this is great. Like, this would be a great opportunity to get, like, you know, like Mark Hamill, Kevin Conroy, you know, like all the Batman animated series shit.
I like how you're like, let's not do Star Wars. Get Mark Hamill.
He voiced the Joker in the animated series.
I know,
Yes,
but
but, like-
he also is more famously Luke Skywalker.
I'd say
Okay.
more famously, yeah.
In the Batman, I will say this.
Well, no,
Yes,
Victor's right. It would still apply.
His number
It
one,
does,
his
but-
number one stardom is probably Luke, but I would say that his stardom as the Joker is actually a very close second.
He's also Azula's dad.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's Fire Lord Ozai
Yeah.
in Avatar: Last Airbender.
That's true.
Oh God. Well, he's like one of the most prolific voice actors. Like, he's done so many.
Well, yeah, because everyone's like, we could get Luke on this. Oh, yeah.
No, he just doesn't really say
let's
no.
get Joker, man.
No, he is in so many. Like, if there's an ongoing animated series for anything on any channel, you can bet he'll probably have a character. Like,
Nice.
he's just a very prominent voice actor.
He was in
He's like
Danny
John
Phantom.
DiMaggio.
He was in Danny Phantom as a giant plant monster.
Yeah.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah, that was him.
I've been wondering for 20 years.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep this
No,
plot going.
he would totally show up in this movie if it existed.
All right. So what's the real Star Wars? What's the real government reason for taking this? We were saying that's like they only think they think it's something crazy government-y.
Can it be related to the fact that everything keeps getting remastered and re-released on Blu-ray, but for some reason the animated series just won't be, and it's actually like a big problem that people are pissed about, and they could be like, you don't understand, it's too popular. It's gained too much power. We can't let people get too excited about it. So, like, we need
there's an NPR interview that they listened to on the way there that reveals that this movie takes place in, like, a fictional universe where people really, really care about Batman the Animated Series, and this is actually such a controversial issue that, like, politicians are taking sides, and it's going to be an issue in the upcoming election.
I'm not sure about that big, but hang on, you're talking about being re-released? Yeah, maybe maybe they need to gather, like, this rare merchandise, because if not, then it can be sacrificed to I don't know, the god of re-release, and they'd obtain
George Lucas.
we can't let people know that there were adaptations of DC Comics that were better than Zack Snyder's.
That's their government norm. That's what they're feeding the people. They're keeping the good stuff away.
The film industry is actually an extension of the government. You know, the government's completely broke. We need to get our money from films. So if people realize that
if you scramble the letters in Hollywood, you get
government.
I wish there was something. What's Hollywood backwards?
Oh, dear. Do I law?
Yeah, that's the god of re-release. Do it all.
Of all the things you keep coming out with on anniversary Blu-ray, why won't you come out with Batman Animated Series? Like, because we need everyone to watch Zack Snyder's films. Have you bought the special edition of Batman vs Superman? No, because it's stupid.
We need people to
You're
forget
stupid.
We need people to forget that Batman was ever good.
Yeah.
Because vigilantism is bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
pick any number of reasons why. Like, we can come up with all kinds of reasons why the government doesn't want.
All solid motivation, no matter how you spin
The
it.
government just takes the symbolism of Batman very seriously and thinks that it would, like, encourage people to be vigilantes.
Yeah.
And the seat cover actually does that.
Have you ever noticed how there aren't any actual successful vigilantes? That's because we don't let people get too excited about Batman stuff.
Yeah.
That's why we hired Zack Snyder to discourage everyone from being that
to dismantle the Batman Foundation.
To just crumble it from the ground up.
This all makes sense.
Red just needs to be like, no, you monsters! It's you! I was so mad at Zack Snyder, but it was the government! I knew it!
Head government official is the Mark Hamill cameo.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Alright,
No,
what's his name?
Mark
He needs a
Hamill
name now.
Mark Hamill plays the president.
No.
No, he's the head of, like, the...
Like the secretary of
He works with Cole Filson.
yeah, he's Cole Filson's boss.
Okay, he's the director of what's a
there you
synonym for Shield?
Director, synonym for Shield would be, like, barrier.
Barrier. Director Mac Rage.
Wait, what?
Instead of Nick Fury. Mac Rage.
No, that's too silly.
Mac?
I'm thinking...
Yeah, Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black. She had some buttons and did something with elephants, I think. I don't remember.
Alright, director Mac Rage, portrayed by Mark Hamill.
Fine by me.
Oh, Mark Rage. He could just be named Mark.
I'm not naming Mark Hamill Mark.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, man. Oh,
Let's get rid of at least one letter.
All right. Fine. Mac Rage.
Great. Okay. Yeah. So that's the government's motivation. So does this become a heist movie where they have to break into a government facility to get this from them, or is it? There's got to be some fun set piece that we can kind of tie this whole third act climax thing together.
They have to end up at like a Comic-Con or something.
Oh, yeah. Good. Yes.
And they they dress up as Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and the various people in costumes are actually government officials in disguise.
Yeah.
Oh man. And there's like a whole like Justice League of people. Oh wait, no, it has to be the way these movies usually work. Like the government officials are all in disguise as like members of the Legion of Doom.
Well,
and so what they do is
we do the opposite and have them be the Justice League.
Well,
so Batman has to fight government officials as Justice League.
Well,
members.
what I was going to say is that they actually rally people at Comic-Con to help them fight the government dudes, and it actually ends up being like Justice League cosplayers versus the Legion of Doom cosplayers.
Sure.
All right, that's pretty good. Yeah. They're all kind of out of shape.
Also, we'll get some Marvel superheroes and villains in on it too, just for like so people can be like, "Oh yeah, I know that." Even more so.
I don't want to do our finale too soon, but that's usually like we can only get one or the other.
And Ballroom Blitz is playing.
That's more of like a beginning of Act 3 pre-climax, where like that happens and then they end up getting the seat cover.
This thing's at the facility and that stuff's happening. Okay. Maybe there's a big event that they need to like destroy the backseat cover for beforehand, like the revealing of a new trailer.
No, they don't want to destroy it. It has to end with them putting it in Red's car. Like that's what they're aiming for at the end.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is that what the government wants to destroy it before like before the final Zack Snyder like trailer is released.
Oh
Batman,
man, Zack
Batman goes camping.
Zack Snyder's because like I feel
they can officially kill all hope. It's like a ceremony, like a Nazi book burning, except with all this merchandise. While this trailer that they want is airing.
This trailer for Batman Goes Camping.
Batman versus Jason.
No, that would be good.
No, that'd be cool. No,
that'd be amazing.
Batman versus the outdoors.
Yeah.
Batman with no Wi-Fi.
It's raining.
Batman versus the great outdoors. Let me rephrase that.
Alfred, these marshmallows are stale.
Yeah, so it's a type of thing where
you need to be stopped.
Somehow they need to they swoop in the heist movie. It's using using maybe that Uber button thing that we talked about to get out getaway car. But I want the final like conclusion to be that they actually like they were able to come in contact with this god of Hollywood and like plead with him to, instead of releasing the trailer for Batman versus the Great Outdoors, they released like the what do we call it? The animated series box set that everyone.
Wait,
Wait, time out. I know who the God of Hollywood would be. Like they
Who's
just
that?
open this room and there's like all these lights and it looks like clouds and like a smoke machine and lights and stuff and there's like a man sitting on a throne with like a big long beard and it looks like the traditional god and he's like arguing with them in like a deep voice and then like one of them drops like a joint or something. I was thinking of something marijuana-ish and like flash burns a curtain on the side of the room and reveals that it's George Lucas controlling it.
See, actually, it's funny that you said that because I had a very similar idea, but what I was going to say is instead of Uberman being Kevin Conroy, I actually want like the person pulling the strings behind this whole thing to actually be Kevin Conroy. Because that would be an insane reveal at the end of this.
What if the person pulling the strings and Uberman are both the Kevin Conroy?
What if Uberman is just Kevin Conroy's alter ego, like Batman?
They could be like,
Kevin...
what? Uberman? You were Kevin Conroy this whole time?
That's right.
No, because...
what I meant by that was like, Uberman has been pulling the strings, but if you want to say Uberman is Kevin Conroy, as in with a capital is...
I feel like, Kevin Conroy, you betrayed the spirit of this show that you created.
You're do I law?
Oh my god. Okay. No, that's great. Oh god.
I have told the fans many times I am done with this show. But they keep asking for it.
Actually,
no more.
Do you know how many Arkham spin-offs there have been?
Just to throw this out there, Kevin Conroy doesn't really do anything else, and he's kind of come out like pretty openly and said that he cares very much about being Batman, and as long as people keep hiring him to be Batman, he'll keep saying yes. So he actually, it's not.
All right, so he's one of those cool ones.
Yeah, no, he's
cool guys.
He's very cool about it. Yeah, but for the sake of this movie, I could see there being this weird twist where it's like, no, it has become too powerful. We must.
Do you think I like being the same character for 20 years?
Yeah, exactly.
And Mark Hamill can just be like, I think I know what you're talking about, and he just like pulls off a hood.
That could be a thing where, like, maybe director Mac Rage, like, we only ever saw him, like, in the shadows, and we never saw that he was actually Mark Hamill. And then he could be, like, maybe, like, they're working together, like, see? Like, listen...
all along they were on the same side.
Listen to Kevin Conroy. You see, we know how powerful this fandom is. Do you know how many times people have hired me to be the Joker? Because Mark Hamill actually has kind of, like, quit being the Joker a few times.
Oh, so he's got what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that attitude.
What if they managed to make Kevin Conroy see the light? Like, it's important to be Batman, and it's like, yes, but they can't convince Mark Hamill, so Uberman and Mac Rage have to have, like, a climactic duel.
Oh, no,
in a chemical factory.
Yes! Oh my god, it has to end with
whatever the Comic-Con equivalent of a chemical factory
is. Just a chemical factory. It's like right next to Hall H.
And they have to have like an epic fight. And in the end, Mark Hamill falls into a vat of chemicals. And then it's going to be like, oh man, is he going to like become the Joker? And then someone's going to be like, nah man, he's probably dead.
But then he comes back as a Force Ghost. And gives him like a thumbs up.
Oh man!
No, Andrew. Mark Hamill's not famous for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, that works out pretty well. And yeah, maybe it like I said, it ends with them finally showing the trailer, and it's now re-released.
And also,
they did it.
And also, they get the girl.
Yeah, they get Jaina.
And Andy and Jaina end up hooking up, and it's really weird.
That's progressive. I'll allow it.
Yep. And Red just drives his newly seat covered Uber car back home
into the sunset.
He becomes the
not that my bad.
He becomes the new Uberman.
He takes up the mantle. And he doesn't drive off into the sunset. He drives off into, like, the full moon or something.
Yeah, and he leaves behind a trail of smoke, which is actually a trail of marijuana.
I'm so happy with this movie.
Good.
And the last,
I think we
the last scene in the movie is him being really stoned and like standing up in like some building, and he thinks it's a cave, and there are bats flying all around him.
But it's really like somebody's like wedding rehearsal dinner.
Yeah,
and he's supposed to be like picking somebody up.
I was gonna say he's at the zoo, just in an exhibit.
And Andy's like in the enclosure, being like,
it's like him in a cave, and like there are bats flying all around him, and he's standing up as Uberman, looking all majestic, and then it just like smash cuts to a newspaper headline the next day, like local crazy man jumps into zoo exhibit.
Andy's like, you know, a 4-year-old got into this enclosure, so it was super easy for me.
We're done. We nailed it. All right, great.
Yes. This is great.
Let's name this thing and go home.
Adam, you don't seem like you're having as much fun as me, Andrew.
I don't like the real chemical factory thing. I feel like it should be like a prop factory.
Well, they make the props with chemicals.
Like they converted Hall H in a replica of the scene.
Maybe at Comic-Con, it's like a kitchen, and like Mark Hamill just falls into like a giant like pot of soup or something.
But it's like a huge pot of soup.
Yeah,
like
it's
the
really
size
big.
of one of those,
really big pot of
like
soup.
the size of one of those big
cool
chemical vats.
Is that better?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I was hoping for an analogy, and that's a wonderful one. Thank you.
there you go.
All right, cool.
All right, Andrew, what time is it?
The time is 8 o'clock. 8:01.
Is it time for something else?
Yeah, it's time for the 5-minute limit.
The
part of the show where we name it in 5 minutes. Let's go.
All right. How about the Uberman? No.
Uberman works. What'd be funny is that if we didn't get Uber for this, and we instead had to be Lyft Man.
Yeah. The only way this would work is that like Uber has to actually be on board with it.
We need consent from a lot of different parties. DC Comics, Comic-Con.
Yeah.
You have to get certain permits to film.
What
about Uberman, the animated stoner comedy?
But it's not animated, which is funny.
No, it's just animated in like the sense that it's lively.
I like the idea of just that tagline being the animated comedy.
The animated movie. The Uberman. Or no, how about just Uberman, the animated movie.
And it's not animated at all.
Because it's technically Batman, the animated series.
Yeah.
Or maybe just the movie is called Uberman, the animated series.
Yeah.
Just lean all the way into it.
All the way in, yeah.
Yes. That's great.
There's a podcast that Victor might like, that he might already listen to, called Batman the Animated Podcast.
Oh, geez.
It's like interviews with the writers and stuff, and high profile fans. It's good.
See, and we're plugging them, so they should listen to us.
Check them out on
iTunes.
Give them a review. Give them a 5 stars.
Just throwing out there, you'd be surprised. Like you're talking about, like making this movie, how we'd have to get so many people to sign on. I mean, you're right, but I think you'd be surprised. A lot of them, I think, would be glad for the publicity.
Yeah, possibly.
Because really, what you're doing is worshiping it. You know, you're getting
right. Yeah,
you know, like so. I think everybody.
There's a difference between a fan movie, or I should say, a parody and an homage.
Yeah,
this is more of an homage.
Yeah, like you're not actually making it your own. You're just putting it on a pedestal. So, like, I'm pretty sure they would all be pretty cool with it. I think the only thing that would be tough is getting the guy to play Cole Filson, because it's not DC.
He's totally different.
Well, honestly, there's no problem there, because we never, like, specifically mentioned anything Marvel-y.
Yeah, hey, J. Jonah Jameson is now what's his face with the daughter.
Yeah.
Jim Gordon.
With the daughter.
Barbara Gordon.
Yeah. You got it.
So,
right.
Uberman, the animated series. That's great.
Wonderful.
Oh, man. I had a lot of fun with this episode, guys.
Yeah, I'm surprised that my episode this week became a Victor episode.
Dude, I didn't make it happen. It just happened. I just rolled with it.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised.
Yeah, I pushed the button that said back seat cover. I'm like, let's do that, and then we just kept dropping Batman references.
You guys, it all started with you guys making fun of my car, which ended up giving us this episode. Which, you know what? I'm fine with that. Now, every time I get in my car, I'm going to think about this.
All right. So, what are we doing next week? Or should we do plugs first?
Plugs first.
Plugs.
Okay.
Always plugs first.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. If you liked that, you can review us on iTunes. We're also on Spreaker, Stitcher, Omni, wherever quality podcasts are found. Lap them up. Just lick up those podcasts straight off the bone into your phone. We also have a Facebook page at GenreBot, and we have a Twitter at GenreBot Podcast. There is also a Twitter account that's just at GenreBot, but unlike them, we are Vengeance, and we are the Knights. We are collectively Batman. Me more than them. I'm Batman. Victor is like Tim Burton. There's like Joel Schumacher. Victor is like Joel Schumacher Bane, and Adam is like Christopher Nolan Bane.
Yeah, I can live with that.
That's wow.
And we also have a website, tinyurl.com/genrebots.
Hey Victor, Victor, what was your costume that one year? Was it Joel Schumacher Bane?
Oh God.
I'm Batman.
What video game console did you win from that Bane?
I got a free Nintendo Wii because I won a costume contest dressed as comic book Bane, and it was great.
Well, yeah, we've got a website. It's at tinyurl.com/genrebot.
Yeah, Victor does some cool write-ups there. Every episode has one.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Every episode has a musical adaptation, fully scripted out by none other than Victor and his fiance's lovely rabbits.
Yes. Damien and Gracie. They
yes.
Damien plays the saxophone, and Gracie is a beast on the harmonica.
Mm. Yes, both of those are owned by Sarah, the Yoko Ono of the podcast.
Yes.
Yes. And what are we doing next week, guys?
Next week, your souls are mine. I
was wondering what would break first.
I'm gonna have to go back to an internet list of genres and subgenres, because I had a list that I was keeping track of to just kind of give me some inspiration. And it's really, I'm scraping the bottom, because most of them.
We're getting there. Yeah, we're almost at 60.
Yeah,
episodes.
no, I've done. I guarantee there's plenty that I can go find, but just
last week you could hear Andrew scroll to the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Well, I had a preset list that I wrote myself.
I think we're doing fine. But here's one that I was actually kind of surprised, because I was like, oh yeah, this actually makes sense.
Now that you've hyped us up so much.
You see, we've done a lot of movies that explore the notion of a post-apocalyptic world, right?
My favorite. Yep.
That's a thing that we've covered.
We just did one not so long ago.
Yeah, no, we have. But the thing is, a lot of what we do focuses on hey, this is after there was an apocalyptic event. There's actually a very specific genre of film that we really haven't covered that much, and that is an apocalypse movie.
Oh, hey, yeah. Yeah, right between disaster and post-apocalypse.
Yeah, no, it's actually a movie about the event of the world ending, which we haven't really covered. So I figured we could do that.
We skimmed by it, and we've done Aliens almost doing it.
Yeah,
but yeah, you got it.
Yeah, we hovered around it, but we haven't tackled it directly. Let's do it. Yep.
Tune in next time for Apocalypse Then.
Yeah.
Apocalypse Then.
Yes, we'll meet again.
Apocalypse Then.
Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
You're just cutting out your work for the music yourself.
Will yeah. Oh God.
This is our credit music.
Yes, credits for the audio podcast.
All right. Anyway, that's it.
GenreBot is brought to you by Adam
by Loot Crate. This week's month is November.
Somebody give us money.
All right. Bye, everyone.
See ya.